Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've got a gig review for you. I actually last night went to a gig with my good friend Stewie. I went to see the mighty Amon Amarth for the very first time. They're absolutely incredible. We travelled to Wolverhampton to see them. My God, it weren't half hot. Absolutely roasting this weather. And beforehand, we went to the Gifford Arms in Wolverhampton, which for anybody who doesn't know, it's Wolverhampton's biggest rock pub, and it's absolutely awesome in there. I highly recommend it. Every time I go to gigs, before I go to a gig, I always make sure I go in the Gifford and I go and have myself a drink. So have like a Pepsi or something, and then put some music on the jukebox, and always support the pub because it's absolutely fantastic. Well, we had a drink in there, and then after a drink, we both went to McDonald's and then queued up and thought we'd wait in the queue for several hours or something, and so many hours, and we chatted to a few people there, which was awesome, about bands, all the bands we love and that sort of stuff, from my good friend Stewie showing everybody his dad jokes and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the got inside the venue. It's called the Halls now because it was the Civic, but now they've changed the names to the Halls, which I don't know why they called it the Halls. I didn't think it fit, but then with Amon Amarth, I thought the Halls is perfect, like Valhalla's Hall and that sort of stuff was absolutely awesome. The first band that came on was Bleeding Through, or from Bleeding Within or something like that, and that wasn't too bad. They're Scottish metal band. They're more like metalcore, which not too bad. I didn't. They're not something that I listen to constantly because as everybody knows, I'm an immensely huge power metal fan, and I also love my mellow death and all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to metalcore, I like the some of the bands. It's just not something that I constantly listen to. So if I fancy a break for like power metal and stuff like that, I'll go listen to it. But it's not overly my all-time favourite because I know some people obsessed can talk about the bands and all that sort of stuff. Well, don't mind it, but yeah, they got a circle pit going, then they got the Wall of Death and all that sort of stuff, and I thought they were pretty good, and I thought I'll have to just dip into their stuff and actually check them out when I get a moment. But I highly recommend seeing them. I don't know if they're a band that I'd actually say travel, say, to London or something like that, just to specifically see that band. If there's a load on the bill, yeah, or if they're local, yeah, but travelling, I'm not sure if I would. I'm not sure, but I do give them respect because they were awesome. Put on a good show and got everybody going, knew what they were doing, and everybody enjoyed them. But then came the headliners on Amon Amarth. They blew me away. Absolutely fantastic. I'm still knackered because we didn't get back till like 1 a.m. and after a takeaway and everything, I crashed and didn't sleep much. Thanks to body clock, but they were incredible. Yeah, it was my first time seeing them. Badass. I was saying to quite a few people, I'm so excited. They played 17 songs. So you got they started off with I Made Him Run to the Hills before the band came on, because some bands do that. They'll pick a song and it's over the speakers, and it was Run to the Hills, and then they had their intro for the Amon Amarth gig, and when they came out on stage, I'd seen the big Viking helmet, the stairs and all that sort of stuff, as if to say like there was in Scandinavia or something like that. But they kicked off with Guardians of Asgard, which is off the Twilight of the Thunder God album, which is one of their big hits, and it was absolutely fantastic. Vocals are on point for Johan Haig, and loved it. I thought that was a great intro song, although for me with the intro song I probably would have had something off The Great Heathen Army, because it's their current album, but they only played 3 tracks off that album, and I've noticed on the tour they only played like 3 at the most from The Great Heathen Army, which I was like, I wish they would have played more. Like, I wish they would have played the track Saxons and Vikings, which features Biff from Saxon and members of Saxon, but that would have been cool live. Then they kicked into the Raven Flight, which I thought was awesome. That song's off the Berserker album, which is fantastic. They played like 4 songs off the Berserker album, which I thought was cool. Then they kicked off into the Great Heathen Army, which is their video, I think was it their last video or one of the videos from the Great Heathen Army, which is a current studio album. So I was glad to hear that one. I would have loved to have heard Get in the Ring live, but they didn't play it, which was a shame, but still it was a great set list. Then you went into War of the Gods, which I just think that song is a masterpiece, and it got the crowd going and everybody loved it. But then they played Hedron, is it Hadrian or Hadrian? Everybody was singing to that. That's one of my favourites off the Great Heathen Army, and love the song. So I was super excited that they actually played it. I already knew the set list beforehand. But during Glasgow, they played one song during Glasgow, and in Wolverhampton they played a different one, which I thought something different, which the different track they played, I actually thought that was a good one, because my friend Stewie was hoping they played it, and they played that one instead, which I thought was cool. Then it was Death and Fire, which I know quite a few friends that say that song's absolutely awesome, and it's one of my favourite Amon Amarth albums. Then it was The Pursuit of Vikings, which they have to play that at every gig, because I think it's like a ritual every gig, and everybody knows the lyrics, everybody knows how to sing it, all that sort of stuff. Then the song which my good friend Stewie was like, I hope they played this one, because it wasn't on a Glasgow set list, but they played Find a Way or Make One, and there was me coming out with all my dad jokes saying, oh yeah, if you can't find the exit, or saying to Stewie, if you can't find the exit, then you can easily just find a way or make one. And I was coming out with all these dad jokes and getting everybody rolling their eyes. But it was Amon Amarth dad jokes. I thought it lightened the atmosphere, and it was awesome. Then we have Put Your Back Into the Oar, which is awesome, because just as the song was starting, everybody was on the floor rowing. I've actually posted a short, because I filmed it. Everybody on the rowing on the floor, so it's on my shorts if you want to check that one out. I did get on the floor and started rowing for like 10 seconds, and I got up and thought I need to film this just to show everybody. Absolutely awesome. It took me a while to get back up, because I'm nearly 40, so as you get older you can't do, sometimes some people can't do as many things as they did when I was younger, but I struggled to get back up, laughing my head off, but it was awesome. Then Destroyer of the Universe, another great one. I was happy they played that. I said to quite a few people that it was a song that I wouldn't mind. I've seen it on like DVD live and everything. I wouldn't mind catching them in person and see it live. So I was happy about that. Then one of my favourites, The Way of Vikings. Me and my good friend Stewie sung that out loud, and I thought I can't really sing quite a lot of their songs purely because of the style with the growls and the vocals. My voice isn't obviously trained for that sort of thing, so I sung the songs that I could, because I thought I don't fancy ruining my voice and not being able to speak, because I'm not professionally trained with stuff like that. And a few people said it's easy, anybody can do it, but I'm like, no, I know there's a technique to it, and I just couldn't. But then they played the Berserker at Stamford Bridge. Now that track is obviously off the Berserker, but the first time they played it was the night before in Glasgow, so there's only twice I've played it now, and it was debuted in Glasgow, so they've had that onto the tour, which I thought that was a treat to anybody who went to Glasgow. Seeing that for the first time was awesome, and I was happy they put it in a set, a new song, or it's not a new song because it's an older song, but a new song live, which I've never played. So I love when a band does that on tour and they debut a song live. It's good when they debut like new tracks off the new album, but when, say, from their back catalogue and they debut a song or two from their earliest stuff they've never played live, which I thought awesome. Then you've got First Kill, which pretty good song. Shield Wall is a great one. They bought, because you get like these Viking longboats, and they lowered the longboat and then bought up these shield walls, which I thought was awesome. And during some of the songs, you got people dressed as Saxons and Vikings anyway, battling on stage, which I thought was pretty neat. Then Raise Your Horns, which is everybody knows that one, and it's a staple in their set list, which constantly stays in their set list, and I loved it. It had the big Viking horn with the, I don't know if it was alcohol in it or water, but they drank it, and the massive one, which is something huge like that, and it's, I've seen it at Bloodstock open air, and it's something like £100, so when I get the chance I'm going to be picking one of them up, because I've actually got a small one, and it's something like that, and it cost me 30 quid. I thought it was a massive one off eBay. I didn't check the dimensions when it turned up. I realised it's a small one, so it's like half of a normal standard cup that you have your tea in and stuff, which not really that good, but I want a bigger one, so I'm going to get a massive one. But then they went off stage, and a load of people thought the gig was over, and they said, nah, there's always an encore, because they always play that last track and you hear the thunder roaring, and a few people were like, with the thunder, they curious what song is it, and it's an obvious thing. They always end the concert with the track off the Twilight of the Thunder God, which is Twilight of the Thunder God, which is a fantastic song. I sung to every bit of it, loved it. And then you got on stage a big snake, and it was moving backwards and forwards, and then Johan Haig with Thor's hammer was actually attacking it, and I thought that was brilliant. I love the stage show, and absolutely fantastic. So if anybody hasn't seen that band live, I do highly recommend going and see them. They're incredible. I do want to catch them again, so hopefully when they come over again, I get to catch them. But the good thing, because they played in Wolverhampton, is 23 minutes or 23 to 25 minutes, if that, on the train from mine. And I can always get the last train back. So say the gig finishes at 11, there's like one at 11:20 something, and then there's one at so many minutes past 12. So there's 2 trains, which if you get to the train station is cool. I didn't buy any merch purely because it's really expensive. My good friend Stewie, he bought 2 Great Heathen Army patches, one for him and one for his partner. £20 just for 2 standard, like, small square patches. I just thought it was a bit expensive, and the t-shirts were expensive, but it's getting like that now with gigs today. They're getting so expensive to buy stuff. It's why my merch, I just go and buy my merch off the line, because I go and buy it off merch stores, online sellers, because it's a lot cheaper, and you get things including postage, and you do a bulk haul, and it's all cheaper, so that's awesome. So that's why I buy it offline. So yeah, this has been my Amon Amarth Great Heathen Army gig review from Wolverhampton. It was good that they handed out water during the set quite a few times, so you could dehydrate it, and the cooling system in there was awesome, because I was panicking, thinking, because of how hot it was, and it's really, really hot. I thought to myself that going in that venue, I was going to melt and people were going to pass out or something, but no, it was awesome. I'm glad they passed the water out and stuff like that. So hope you enjoyed this. Pretty, I don't know if it's long or short, because can't really see the time. My eyesight's terrible, but this is a gig review for Amon Amarth from the Great Heathen Army tour. Hope you enjoyed this gig review video. If you're new to this channel, if you fancy liking and subscribing, hit that notification bell, all that sort of good stuff, because it's mainly unboxing videos I do, but then I show off my latest haul, tattoos, because just recently had the Dio tattoo, gig reviews, album reviews, talk about the bands I love, show off my collection, all that sort of good stuff. So the more people to my YouTube channel, the better, because I'm trying to get more subscribers. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'll catch you in the next one. So have a good one, and I'll see you later. Take care.